Honey, I'm home.
Hi. How was work, honey? Oh, I didn't see you there. Hi, I'm Dorothy, and that's my Ralphie. We moved up here to New York City back in 1921 because of the opportunities we were promised. Ralphie got a job at one of Ford's factories putting together the Model Ts on the assembly line. I reckon he had the most important job. Attaching the headlights. Without that Ford and his car, people would not be able to take holidays and farmers wouldn't be able to get anywhere in a hurry. One of the men Ralphie works with once said to Henry Ford, "You know, Henry, your car has lifted us out of the mud. It brought joy to our lives. We loved every rattle in its bones."
Are you going on about that again? We need to forget that. Times have changed. That was more than a decade ago. It's 1934 now. Thank goodness we don't still have those Republican bozos in office up in D.C. Hopefully everything will start to turn around with F.D.R. up there with the top job.
Oh, Ralphie. Look what I found over here. Our old scrapbook.
Look at all these photos and these articles. How times have changed.
There sure have been some extreme changes. Wow, look at this. This was you, at the first day at the factory.
Indeed. I remember that day so clearly. Being so excited to screw on those headlights perfectly. The novelty wore off in about the first week or so. The pay? That wasn't bad, but we earned it. Back at the factory, everything was go. 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 I didn't even have enough time to look and smile at the photo, dear. I guess that was sort of like everything back in the 20s. Businesses were thriving. Old Mr. Ford was set for life.
And do you remember this one? This was our old car. It was a trusty black Model T just like everyone else's. Remember back when we used to be able to afford luxuries like these?
Yes. Back when the economy was thriving with the laissez-faire Republicans, Harding, Coolidge and Hoover. Businesses could get away with anything. Remember when my colleague tried to join that workers' union and got beaten up and sacked? It was ridiculous.
But can you recall how much we were able to buy? The economy was booming. Why, look here. Here's the ad for that first vacuum I bought. Now it's a luxury to have one, but back then it was more of a necessity. Everyone had one. In fact, some people I know even had two, one for upstairs and one for downstairs.
Look at this photo. This is that time we got a really close-up shot of Hoover.
Boy, I did not like that man. He was certainly not a people person. He didn't care about his people. Rugged individualism, what a load of.
Dorothy, we have guests.
Oh, right, sorry. Those Republicans only looked out for the businesses. They practically worshipped the man, with his lower taxes, tariffs and loose control over financial institutions.
They didn't seem to care for us average Joes.
And they supported prohibition.
Luckily Roosevelt had some sense in him and got it repealed last year. I can't believe we thought it was a good idea back in the 20s. What were we thinking? Instead of helping society, it caused rebellion, resentment and encouraged organized crime. Maybe if we didn't have prohibition, the crash wouldn't have been so bad.
I still can't believe how it went from an unprecedented time of economic success to a historic low in such a small period of time.
Well, the crash helped a lot with that.
Oh look, here's the article from the Daily Eagle back from Black Tuesday during the Wall Street crash. Thank goodness we never silly enough to play in that game. It was a poor decision of the government not to intervene and regulate banks and credit. Too many people were buying too much with other people's money.
Buying on the margin, dear.
Is that what it's called?
We were lucky we weren't a part of the panic of the crash. But it wasn't just the crash that caused the depression. It was more of a trigger that set off a whole chain of events. The chain of events that saw me out of a job.
I still don't understand why you were made redundant.
There's nothing the company could do. We kept making more and more because it was so easy. But no one was buying our products anymore, here or overseas. So they had to cut wages and employees to try and make a profit. And still they couldn't do that, which is why they've closed. And around 20,000 other companies closed too.
It's incredible that national income fell from $80 billion in 1929 to $40 billion in 1932. And just look at these unemployment rates during the Great Depression. It went from less than 5% during 1929 to almost 25% in 1933, last year.
This just goes to show the devastating changes during the Depression. Well, hopefully Roosevelt will resurrect this situation. Hopefully we can say a permanent goodbye to Hoovervilles everywhere. Imagine having to live like that. In America, the land of opportunity.
That New Deal sounds like a swell plan. Relief, recovery and reform. That is exactly what we need. That Roosevelt really knows what he's doing. His inauguration speech was inspirational. A pleasant change from that old bag, Hoover. He's completely restored my faith and confidence in the U.S.
The only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
Hopefully Roosevelt's more involved approach will help regain America's glory. He's helping those who Hoover ignored, the forgotten man.
So, pretty much everyone who wasn't a businessman?
That's the plan, I think. No more extreme poverty or starvation. No more massive queues just for some food. Har 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 har. Oh my. What do we have here? I have never seen this photo before. I did not know you were into being a flapper.
Oh, that. You weren't supposed to see that one. That was before I met you. Everyone was free and liberated back then. Hair was short, but the nights were long. Oh yeah, once we got the vote, women had the desire for more. For women, the Depression actually advantaged our social development.
Ah yes, I've heard about the New Deal agencies being run by women.
Have you heard about Frances Perkins? She's Roosevelt's Secretary of Labor and takes responsibility for supervising the New Deal regulations. Back in the 20s, no woman would have ever been in such a high position. The 30s have brought about a new change for women. An improvement in their position in the workforce.
I can't believe that so much has changed in the past decade. We've managed to go from a boom to a depression in an unbelievably short amount of time. We've gone from having a succession of business-driven Republican presidents to an optimistic, social equality-driven Democratic president, and also improved women's position in society.
Ralphie, look what I found. I still have my old outfit.